Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Brian Howard Blackson Jr., founder and creator of Venus Orion Comics. And there's been one thing that's been on my mind lately, and that's dreams. Not the kind of dreams that stays in your head, but the kind of dreams that actually shape and change the direction of your life. And the saddest thing about this is, as a creator, isn't failure. It's one day as a creator, before you leave this earth and die, and you have this notion or you have this regret in your head, like, what would have happened if I actually tried? And that brings me to this passage that I kept close to my heart, that's from the Bible, from Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Whether you're religious or not, I think this is an incredible lesson here, is because essentially what it's saying is that you write the vision down, you make it clear, and give yourself something to pursue. Because a dream is just an idea until you actually begin moving towards it. A lot of us talk about our dreams pretty much on a daily basis. We want to make our own comic, our own video game, independent film, our own novel, even our own animation. And it sounds really good. It motivates us, it inspires us, and it also impresses the people around us because it sounds like we're actually doing something. It's that feel-good motion. But then 5 minutes later, or even tomorrow, nothing changes. The dream stays exactly where it's at and where it's always been, and that's inside your head. The moment you actually begin to start taking action, the dream stops becoming a dream. It becomes a project, and projects can actually become a reality. And for me, my dream has always been Venus Orion. Long before Venus Orion Comics, long before the LLC, long before the Kickstarter, there was simply a kid in 5th grade imagining himself creating video games, comics, animations, and having his own mascot, which I still think about to this very day. I remember sitting there drawing my mascot, my own characters, and I wasn't good at drawing, but I had this imagination thinking about the logo for Venus Orion and the studio that I wanted to have when creating video games and comics. Back then, it sounded ridiculous, but I never stopped thinking about it. And that's when I've actually fast forward years later, where I actually sat down and started pursuing my dream of actually starting my own comic book company or my own studio in general. And that's when I met my artist Chabibit back in 2020. And the funny thing was, the first thing that I decided to do was actually bring my mascot character to life, which was Radical the Porcupine, which was inspired by, of course, Sonic the Hedgehog. But that was that first start back when I was in 5th grade. And now we're at the early stages of actually designing the character, and we're going to eventually turn it into a game at some point. But I actually pursued it. It was no longer in my head. It actually became placed on paper. I realized at that point that I have to build it. I know sometimes it can be quite discouraging at times, that you've been working hard at it, you've been learning, you're practicing, and it feels like nothing is happening. But I think that you're looking at success in the wrong way. We become obsessed with the payoffs, like the views, the sales, the followers, the money, but those aren't really the biggest rewards. The biggest reward is who you become during the journey. Discipline, patience, problem solving, leadership. Those are skills that no one can take away from you. Those skills don't only just apply to your project, but it also applies and improves your life in general. Those are skills that no one can take away from you. And not only that, those skills not only help your project, but it also improve every facet of your life. One of my favorite examples is Kay Arana herself. She was a huge fan of Atsushi Okubo, the creator of Soul Eater. She dreamed of becoming an artist like him. Most people stop there. They dream. She didn't. She spent years improving, drawing, writing, learning. Eventually, she became Okubo's assistant during Fire Force. Think about that. She didn't just meet her hero, she worked alongside him. Then something incredible happened. Okubo publicly acknowledged her as his successor. Today, Gachiakata had become one of the biggest mangas in the industry. That didn't happen because she wished for it. That happened because she worked for it. And that reminds me of this passage or this scripture in the Bible. James 2:26. Faith without works is dead. You can believe in your dream all day long, but if you never move, that faith accomplishes nothing. Kay Arana believed, and then she put her belief into action. Then there's Mike Podsmith, and he was an avid lover of tabletop games, and he was introduced to Dungeons and Dragons. And despite him loving Dungeons and Dragons, he felt as though that it was still lacking in terms of gameplay mechanics. So he decided to take it upon himself, instead of complaining why he disliked some of the mechanics, he took it upon himself to create his own tabletop game, which was Mechton as his very first tabletop game. And since he loved sci-fi and mecha, he decided to take things a step farther to create Cyberpunk. Yes, the Cyberpunk that we know today, which is the recent game of Cyberpunk 2077. It has become one of the biggest science fiction brands in gaming. Video games, it even has an anime, millions of fans. Imagine telling young Mike Podsmith that one day his ideas will reach millions of people across the world, and he probably would have laughed. But that's exactly why you dream, because sometimes reality can become much bigger than your imagination. And of course, we can't forget the man himself, Stan Lee. Imagine creating characters, then living long enough to watch them become actual movies, watching people dress up as your heroes, watching children growing up loving these characters that only exist in your imagination decades earlier, and even appearing inside those movies yourself. That's incredible. And it all started with one vision. And when I hold this comic, I look at it and I say to myself that, man, like, I can't even believe this is real. This was always and once was in my head, and now it has essentially become a reality. Varian Keller's Vampire Killers and the entire Venus Orion Comics universe itself. The fact is that now that I'm actually going to conventions and people are actually asking me to sign their books, and I just find it amazing. But the fact was, it was all in my head ever since I was a little kid back in 5th grade. And now you fast forward into now I'm an adult, about to turn 40 next year, and I finally decided to pursue this. And it's just fascinating to me, and it's still to this day it boggles my mind, like this is actually real. And now I'm still not done yet. Chapter 2 of Varian Keller's Vampire Killers is on its way. It's about to be completed in August, and we're going to get the variant covers ready, and we'll have the Kickstarter campaign next year, spring of 2027. And I can't wait for you guys to be able to get your hands on the book itself alongside Chapter 1 for those of you guys who are waiting to grab them both as a bundle. That didn't happen by an accident. I dreamed it, I wrote it down, and I pursued it. You look around my room, I have all my posters that I have created and done for myself, thanks to my artists, and this is nothing but motivation. My dream has become a physical reality. I wake up every day and look at those posters and look at everything that I've put together to keep me motivated. I have my concept art, and I even have a vision board that I look at of a studio, a big studio for Venus Orion Studios and Venus Orion Comics, where I have my artists, I have also my writers, and we all get together and we plan for the next stages, of my universe itself. And this is something that I dream big every day. And it also doesn't stop there. I even took it a step farther and put my heroes and my characters on an arcade stick that my father and I had modded together, and I had a real good time putting it together. And that's how much I believe in this. This is how big I dream. And it can only get bigger from here as long as I put the work and have the faith and actually continue to pursue what I'm doing. And the same thing can be said and can be done by you guys who are going out there and wanting to create. Never get discouraged. Just keep pushing. And here's another lesson I learned, and I want you guys to take this with you too as well. Protect your mindset. Stay away from people who's constantly telling you why something cannot be done. Surround yourself with creators and people who are building things, and people who's trying to learn, people who's improving, and people who are inspired to become something better. Be around people who inspires you to become better. Limit the negativity, limit the constant arguments online. Stay away from social media or reduce your social media intake, because all it does is slowly chip away at your motivation. Protect your vision. And finally, don't allow anything to become an excuse. Not your race, your gender, your politics, your religion, your sexuality. None of those things should become chains that stop you from creating. Take responsibility for your choices, control what you can control, and keep moving forward. Every day you spend creating, you're becoming a better version of yourself. Dream big. Seriously. Dream bigger than anything that people are telling you. Dream. But don't stop there. Write the vision, build the roadmap, take the first step, because the world doesn't need more dreamers. It needs more builders. People willing to turn impossible ideas into reality. If a kid sitting in the 5th grade dreaming about one day building the Venus Orion Comics universe eventually hold its own comic book in its hand, who to say that your dream cannot become a reality? So dream, write it down, then actually go out there and build it. So that pretty much wraps everything up for this video. I hope this video inspires you to go out there and continue to go out and create, because I also want to put it out there too. If you have already released a novel or a comic or released your first game, you are already ahead of the curve. You have done more than what most people have done. Most people just dream, but they never build. You already started building, and do not stop there. Just keep going. And those who are dreaming, now it's time to start building. So if you enjoyed the video, definitely let me know in the comment sections below, and stay tuned for more of the comic creation process as a comic creator myself, and also the Venus Orion Comics universe that I can't wait to introduce more of my world, more of my characters, and what I have in the works as far as my comic book projects. This is Brian Howard Blackson Jr. signing off.